Okay, we're going to try this again. I like the scenery around me. I know you can't see me very well. But I guess that's who cares. You see the action, in the background. Well, it's just a remarkable, this letter that I got. And so I'll start again in a minute. I hope you realize, what this is all about is showing you how, don't count yourself out from applying. If here's a letter I got from a Let's Go Help member, and she doesn't sound like she could afford my $20 that I charge. And she did, and she's an ex-felon, crappy credit score. She was going to be thrown out of her apartment, taking her car. She's behind in her utility bills. Her business that she started had only 2 sales in 2 years, so that was going nowhere. And so she never thought she would apply for anything. And seeing a video I did about, grant money for low income business people. And she lives in a terrible neighborhood. She's trying to get out of the neighborhood. And actually, that was one of the reasons why she got the money. And she got $10,000 into her bank account. And it was amazing. Let's see. Maybe I'll pick it up where I live. Okay, actually 9 years ago, she hated herself that she tried to intravenously inject antifreeze into her bloodstream to kill herself. She's been in jails, rehab prisons, psych units, and now it's trying to change. And it's still very tough. She says, I still struggle and I still mess up every freaking day, but I have a hope for the future, and I've never experienced in my life. Last month, I was at risk of losing my apartment, losing my car, behind in every utility, and a negative balance in my bank account. I live in a low-income community where drugs are everywhere, and my biggest goal is to get away from this place. I don't fit in around here, and I don't want to. With that being said, I was surprised last week with a business grant that I wouldn't have gotten if I didn't live here, and I wouldn't have gotten it if I was not a member of Let's Go Help. Although it's not enough to move out, I am still beyond ecstatic. I am no longer in the hole, and I'm not only caught up on my bills, I'm actually ahead. If anyone feels like giving up, I want to encourage you to just keep trudging. God used Let's Go Help to change my life, and I'm just an ordinary chick doing ordinary things. Imagine what he can do for you. Wow. That kind of testimonial. This is what will keep me getting up for the next 10, 15 years every morning and trying to do this harder. And actually, if you remember, if you go and see her listing where she writes this in the Facebook group, you'll see, she had dozens and dozens of people congratulating her. And that's what I really love about Let's Go Help now, is that people are helping other people, encouraging other people. She wrote this letter to encourage other people who are members to go out and try this. She didn't believe it. She didn't think it would get it. And there's no guarantee you will, but there is a guarantee you won't unless you apply. If there are any help offered for people who had COVID and are now long haulers. Well, yeah, that fits in many categories. And there's programs out to cover them. They're part of what's covered for a lot of people. There's tens of thousands of programs. So just if it's an income issue or whatever, and now the incomes for these programs are up to $200,000. It's just nonsense. So don't worry about what you qualify or not. Find out what's available. And because if you look for long haulers, you'll find nothing. If you look for help, you'll find hundreds, and that's it. And Kimberly here is the encouragement that we all need, that you have to try. And that's what I love about Let's Go Help. I hope that this can continue, even if I'm not around anymore, that people helping each other. And that's why we're going to come out with another thing soon about giving awards to people who help other people the most. I'm not sure we're going to do that. So if you have ideas about how to do that, so that you give, I mean, you have ways to help other people. You know about programs that you tried and failed, or you tried and had success, or you know it's there, it's not for you, but it may be for somebody else. So you share that information with somebody else. And that's what everybody here in Let's Go Help is trying to do that. And the more that you don't have to rely on me, I may know a lot, but I don't know more than you probably know more about what's in your neighborhood, what's in your city, what's in your state. That's why for Let's Go Help 2, we have a special separate website now just for people to talk to other people in the same state. And that's called Let's Go Help 2. If you go to on the Facebook page, we have a link to get, so you can use Let's Go Help 2 for free. And that's easy to do. The link is up in the guides, GUIDES. You go up there and you'll see the link for that. But it's all about, and go through. I mean, you'll see what people have gotten and how they've gotten things. And then if you say, and people who struggled and didn't get something, well, give them a little bit of encouragement. Tell them, hey, try this. Have you tried that? Or whatever. To help other people. We all need a little boost, a little hug. That's what I mean. If you don't have the right answer, I mean, that's what it took me a long time to realize. I can't give a perfect answer to everybody. Everybody doesn't need it. They need encouragement to keep looking. And that's what we have to give each other, that encouragement to keep at it, keep looking. Because I know a lot of stuff, but whether it works for you or not today is no guarantee. I can't guarantee anybody get the money. I can guarantee that these programs are there. They're growing every year, and they're going to grow for a long time. And this woman, she wrote, I tried to thank her, and she said, "No, let's go. Thank you. I cannot begin to describe the blessing you've been in my life. Even when life seemed so helpless, I was able to find encouragement through your YouTube videos. Several years ago, I was blessed with a 20-year prison sentence. Where I served 6 and 7 months, 6 years, 7 months in prison, and 2 years and 2 months in a faith-based treatment center. I moved my own apartment in February 2020, and shortly thereafter found myself in the grip of a very nasty relationship. Yeah. I remember when I sit down to make out my first grocery list after moving in, I was completely lost. I had no idea what I liked. I had never been in my own kitchen, fixing my own food on my own time. I feel introverted and isolated, and it's unhealthy. I'm not too big on watching TV, but when my TV is on, so are your YouTube videos. You have become part of my daily routine, and beyond thankful for your motivation you give me to just live. Even if I've never received a single dollar or a single grant, I stand amazed at the gift of encouragement you have. Thank you for being such a bright light in such a dark place. You inspire me to bless others and to keep going forward no matter what." Well, I was curious, and this is what I see that people get from me. I had no idea I'm giving. Is that encouragement enough is what we need. I mean, I know I need it, but I think I thought everybody, wouldn't think I'm of any value unless I give you a check for $1,000. Actually, I'm trying to do that now through our own grant system and that sort of thing. Which website to go to get the $1,000? SBA.gov, and it's EIDL. They have a lot of money. They're still giving out. It's called a loan, but they have an advance that's called a grant. So you get $10,000 free, and if you want more, then it's a loan at a very low interest rate. So that's the www. I just put SBA.gov, and when you're there, put EIDL or COVID money, and you'll see it. EIDL, emergency loan. I You'll see it there. There's only about 6 programs, and by the process of elimination, I'm sure you'll get to the right one. Okay. Well, I just wanted to finish up on her and let you know um, how great this is to me, and to see that I'm doing stuff like that. I know this may or may not happen to you. I have no idea. I know every program I tell you is real. Every program I give you does not charge you any money. And that's why it's so hard to find any of this stuff in Google, because Google websites that you find in there are people that charge money because they have to pay Google. Google lets you helps them find you. And then when they find you, they're going to sell you something so they can make it worthwhile, and they'll give Google money. So that's what it is. That's why you have to be very careful using Google. It's there to make Google money. And for Google to make money, that means the websites that you find in Google have to be making money from you because you're not paying Google. It would be nice if you paid a fee and that's what you're doing, actually $20 a month. To me, that all I show you are people that give you money, not people that want your money. And besides showing you only websites that give you money, I give you personal help. So any question that you have about getting a grant, getting a loan, needing a free service, whether it's healthcare, legal, whatever, working on your invention, anything, starting a nonprofit, I show you how to solve all those problems with something that is free. Because I believe there are free options to everything. Whether it's dental work, whether it's breast implants, whatever. There are free options. It takes work, it takes effort. It does. All the good stuff does. You want a decent job and don't have credentials. Well, I got that too, because there is so much grant money to get you trained and help you get a job, and also even to make money at home. And now I'm collecting. Now, if you remember, I have about 25 reports or more that shows you different ways to make money at home without costing you any money. So it's your own business, like with training wheels, because it's not the business you dream up. Somebody will give you money to do this at home, and it's flexible, so you're your own boss, and it costs you nothing to try it. Like if you want to, you could make money being a mock juror. Lawyers pay people so they could practice what a jury would say if they have certain things. So they set up a jury. They pay people to sit on this jury online on the internet, and you listen to the lawyer and then vote, and you get money. I mean, it's fun. Things are fun to do. Or there's another one I just found, is that people are looking for places. Not today, sir. Thank you. People are looking for people to have backyards they could take their dog to. So it's a sniffer. You can make money dog sniffing. People make like $500 a month to let people come with their dogs and sniff the lawn in the backyard. I mean, they're just crazy ways to make money, and you do nothing because somebody also set up what's called a platform that you sign up, and here's where I live. Anybody in this area needs it, and they charge the dogs. I don't know what it is, but they keep care of all the money and everything and send you a check every week or month or whatever. Who knew? Well, you could do the same with an empty room or your garage or your car when you're not using it. There's ways to make money at home and all that. Actually, there's one for taking pictures of your feet. Somebody pays a lot of money for that. And there's a platform. Apparently, there's many websites do that. So somebody set up a website that you send it there and they resell it to everybody. And it's sort of like showing your pictures if you're a photographer. I mean, it's crazy stuff. You want to flirt online, so you can make a lot of money doing that. You want to write, biographies for dating sites. People don't like writing. If you like writing, you can make like $120 for each setup of writing a bio on somebody, man or woman, doesn't matter. See, there's just so many new ways now on the internet to make money that you don't have to get a lousy job that you hate getting dressed up and going to every day. If you just name it, these may not be career things, they may turn into career things. But there's certainly something you could earn income with. Why, Ann. Oh, I don't consider myself handsome. I'm just going for cute, maybe. Send me an email. See, tell me how I can help you, Annie. And let's see where. Oh, so it's there's certainly ways to give extra money while you're looking for your perfect job. While you're starting a business, you need extra money, and you could, if you like baking anything or cooking anything, you can make money out of your kitchen. You don't need licenses or anything. If you do, it'd show you how to get it. There's just too much ways that somebody takes all. To me, it's like having a business with training wheels. When you try to learn a bike, ride a bike, you learned the little bike by the training wheels on it so you didn't fall over. Well, this is a business. If you want to always have your own business, this is a way to have a business with training wheels, because the platform does everything that that's a pain in the ass to do, and you have to figure it out. You don't have to become incorporated. You don't have to be an LLC. You don't have to worry about charging people. You don't have to worry about people being paid. You don't have to worry about legal stuff. You don't have to worry about anything except doing the work. And you got to hustle on the website, so you get a good review, then you get good work and things like that. So there's some hustle. I mean, people don't shove money down your throat. You got to put some effort in it. But all the other stuff that is a pain in the ass, if you say, well, I'm going to do this out of my house, you have to figure out all the laws. You have to figure out where the customers are, why they'll buy it. What do you do to refund? All this kind of stuff you have to figure out. And that's fine. I do that all the time. But if you haven't done it, that may stop you from trying it. So this is a way, by using what's called the gig economy, for you to start your own business in a way that has training wheels. You don't have to worry about failing because you have nothing invested, time or anything. You have to hustle to get some jobs on the one website. That's all. And you learn that, sort of like driving for Uber. If you wanted to be your own taxi, right? What would you do? Well, you would, have to find customers. You already have the car. You have to figure out how to charge them. You have to figure out what laws are there. Or you could join Uber or Lyft. Just sign up. They take care of everything. And they tell you have a customer on your iPhone. And they take some of the money. So that's what it is. That's why the person who gets the customer is really king, I think. How do I email Michelle? I don't know, really. I think she's still on Let's Go Help. If you're a member there, I guess you can still find her there, because up in the, she still has something up in the guides, GUIDES. There's a link in the guides. But she just appears when she feels she's available. So that's why I think the internet. I mean, I make a bunch of money off the gig economy with an extra apartment I had. God, if you have a tree house, that's just how Airbnb started. Somebody just rented out their living room during a convention in San Francisco, and people put sleeping bags in the living room and paid money for that. Well, see, somebody's making money doing that in their dormitory at college, renting out their bottom bed in the dorm room. See, there's always a way. See, we're all capitalists now. So if you have a house or a car or anything, you could rent that out. Golf clubs, you could rent out golf clubs. The problem is finding the customers. And that's why if you these platforms bring customers, you want to walk dogs, okay? Sure, you could figure out the laws or try to figure out put little thumbtacks around the cards in Safeway or whatever that you walk dogs, or you go to Rover.com, I guess it is, and sign up as a dog walker. And they keep maybe 10-15%. People are coming to Rover.com every day looking for people to walk their dogs. Okay. So that's an easier way, at least to start. And then you do it yourself, maybe. You figure it out, figure why people are hiring you on Rover and everything. Well, now you'll do it off Rover and not share and be a greedy son of a bitch and take all the money. But then you learn the marketing and everything. So then you don't have to, see. And it's like for anything. You're a freelance writer. You want to write things. You want to write, for dating sites for people. There's special sites for that, and then you can build up your own clientele and not use the sites. And that's always available. Dealing with work comp or the BS, them stopping my pay before I'm ready to return. So no income and still apparently not qualified for anything that I am doing wrong. I don't know. The only thing you're doing wrong probably is not looking for enough options. I don't know what you've looked at to be qualified for. I mean, I assume it's like, I just wrote up a new program, an unemployment program that pays you your monthly unemployment for 2 years, 104 weeks you get unemployment. And that's if your job was affected by imports, 104 weeks. They also give you $20,000, $30,000 or more to train for another job. They also give you money to move to another town. Actually, by the way, we just came up with a video about there's like, I think 40 or 50 cities now that will give you anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to move to their city if you want to work freelance. It's just, who would have thought that people will want you to come to their city to work at home? You can't, imagine what to ask for. That's why don't say what you need. I mean, don't say specifically you think what they have. I want to get a grant for you. No, you say I need help. That's how you ask. And don't just go on the internet. Get on the phone and start calling offices. Start calling people. If you're not a member of Let's Go Help, let me put this website in the chat. I can't see my cursor. I'm the cursor, I think. free.letsgo.com/free training. Okay, free.letsgo.com/free training. And there's lists there for every state to call the people in those states who get paid to help people in financial trouble. Okay, now that's right. How would you know that they're there? You don't. I know because I've been studying this shit. So that's why if you go to Google, your instinct is, I want a grant. So you put in grants or something, and you're going to get a billion websites, and most of them trying to sell you something like me. Help to get a grant. Because we know you're looking for grants. Now, in your state, you have some 10 to 12 offices that get grants and money to help people in their state who need financial help. And they work with you one-on-one or whatever. And see that, unless you know the names of them, you'll never find them in Google. Number one, they may or may not give grants. Number two, they'll call it something else, even if they do give grants. And it's just, it's impossible. And that's why, and you have to be patient. Nothing happens fast. If you want something fast, you're probably not going to get it, and you're going to quit before you can get it. And still, no matter what I say, there's no guarantee you're going to get it. But you increase your odds. It's like getting a job. You want to get a job? I mean, what I do is I tell you, Marriott's hiring 500 people today. I don't know if they're going to hire you. It's between you and Marriott. So that's what I do. Okay, this office has, umpteen $1 trillion to give out by the end of the year. I don't know if they're going to give it out to you, but they're giving it out. So short of you going up and down the street, knocking on every door, and also because it's so complicated and what they give it for and all this kind of stuff, you have to get on the phone. I think there's no shortcut anymore. The more people I talk to use their phone, like the EIDL, I don't know if I sent it out yet, but you can, if you applied for a business grant and didn't get it, you can ask them to look at it again. And people are getting money with a second look because the times change. They're a little more forgiving now or whatever. And so and how to do that is you call the office itself. They're really working hard at showing people that they don't have, that they could, even if they're turned down, you could turn that no into a yes. Now, how many of you would have thought you could do that? I mean, it's hard for me to even think. I got to know. It's like sexual harassment. They say no, they mean no, I guess. A lot of guys don't believe that. But you could ask again more politely. And that's probably a better option. And that's what the government's doing. You're not yelling at them or anything. You're asking more. Like that every day. Absolutely. Thank you, man. The guy just said, hey, you wear an outfit like that every day. You bet. Because it makes people smile. And I think we have at least me, I have such short time left in this planet Earth or whatever the fuck we are. I have no idea. And we're all guessing and we're all scared. And so that's why to me, it's how do you, having fun is sort of, life is still going to be hard no matter what happens. So to me, humor is sort of like the lubricant to get through all the bad shit we all have to get through. Now, you're not going to be immune. There's no vaccine for getting bad shit in life. Yeah. Here's the bad shit in life vaccine. Haven't seen that. People say it's religion, but maybe, I don't know. You got to find your own way how I'm doing that. But you're not going to get away from it. And that's why, to me, it's humor. Because also I feel humor increases my creativity, like dressing like an idiot or a clown or whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you can see. First of all, it makes people smile. So if people are smiling at me, I'm happier, man. Aren't you? And people come at you and give you a big smile, wouldn't you feel warm inside and say, miserable son of a bitch? So, I mean, like walking down the street, there's like a person not very well off, I assume. I don't know. I'm making that assumption. And she sees my outfit and says, boy, that's a highlight of my day. Now, besides helping members of Let's Go Help find a possible source of money to solve a financial problem, having someone come up to me and say, I made their day just because of stuff I wear. That was easy. I got ex-wives who were a lot more demanding. Nah, they were all nice people. It's a good joke, like Henny Younger. And all those problems were mine. I wasn't old enough. Where is that? Let's Go Help. Facebook for felons. Oh, no, well, letsgohelp.com is what Let's Go Help is. And that shows you about programs for felons or anybody. Now, what I'm talking about in the beginning of this is that, see, there's this ex-felon who had no income, throwing out of her apartment, lousy credit score, got a grant for $10,000 from the government, a business grant. And she had 2 sales in 2 years, a business grant. 2 sales. So she obviously wasn't an entrepreneur genius yet, right? Maybe she'll get there, and they gave her 10,000. That's why you cannot judge. You can. There's no way you think for you to think you know what the government will do. There's absolutely no. I don't. I've been studying this shit for 40 years. There's no way you're doing a couple of Google searches uh, and think that you know what the government wants. Yeah. The government doesn't even know what it wants. It changes every day. You ever been married? Hmm. That sort of works that way too, doesn't it? And that's why I think what we do is that prejudge what the government should be doing because it saves us energy. Oh yeah, I know they're going to say no, so no. Well, listen to that letter. Uh, she didn't think she'd ever get it, but listening to me or inspired, and that's why knowing that I inspired somebody like that, then to get $10,000 to change her life again. And she said she is out of all the debts, has money in the bank for the first time in I think 2 years that she's been out of jail. Yeah, now who would have thought? I mean, see, you're not going to find something that says, okay, here's a grant for people who've been out of jail for 2 years and have shitty credit. No. If you Google shitty credit in Google, or crappy, I think I put crappy credit. Nothing's going to show. Actually, yeah, there was something, and yeah. Well, when I put crappy credit in there, all I got were people who wanted to sell me money, and grant. I mean, not what do you call this? People that help fix your credit and stuff like that. And most of those are scams. It's terrible, and so you got to stay away. Anyone, not today thing. And that's what everybody has out there is, and that's why I say stay away from Google. Is people who want to get your money, and that's why Let's Go Help. All the websites give money or give free services, help things like that. Because many times services are better than money. You need money to pay for a lawyer. No, I'll show you where to get a free lawyer who specializes in that. Yeah. And we'll sue the people for you, and you get all the money. You don't have to give them half of it. And that's it. Thank you. I got assistance, and now I'm working on my credit for free through the community development program in the county. See, that's great. Right. See, there's nonprofits in every county that help you for free with stuff like that. So you got to try the free one first. Okay, guys, let's see. Is there any grants to help new windows with children to get it? Oh, widows. I thought it was windows. Yeah. Yes. If you remember, there's a whole. It depends on what get ahead means and your income and stuff like that. What I would do is, just start by going to 211.org and also findhelp.org and just put in children and see what comes up. And then if anything strikes your fancy, give them a call on the phone. And maybe they help with education or something, call them on the phone. Even if you're not eligible, call them anyway. And then ask them, hey, I'm probably not eligible for this, but can you suggest somewhere that would be? Because anybody working with enhancing children's well-being knows some other programs that enhance children's well-being. So you may not be eligible for their program that they have, but they are a good place to know about programs that you might be eligible for by other organizations. See, they're the best place to find out. So that's why that's why the phone, when you're there, you never leave empty-handed. You ask them, who else? Thank you. I got assistance now. I'm working my credit good. Are there any grants for people who owe child support? Yes, there is something in the child support. I forget the name, but they forgive up to 90% of your child support. If you, it's on hhs.gov. So child support enforcement, and I forget. There's all technical words for it. It won't say forgiven. It won't say all kind of weird stuff to find it. But it is offer in compromise. It's sort of like that. The IRS has something called an offer in compromise. So if you owe the IRS 100 grand, you say, "Yeah, I give you 10." They say, "Okay, we'll forgive the 90,000 or whatever." And so it's the same with that. They have an offer in compromise for back child support payments. Uh, be there any grants for people who owe child support? Yes. See, it's not a grant; you're forgiving. And if you owe child support, you're still eligible for a lot of the grants. So just keep applying. Don't let that. You're assuming that nobody give you money because you owe child support. That's not true. That may be true for some, but it doesn't matter. You don't do those. You do others. Uh, okay, where do I go? Let's see. Any grants for people who owe child support? Thank you. Your assistance and non-working credit. I've been denied 2 times for targeted advance. Not not living in low income community. I live on HUD housing section 8. Uh, Lindsay. Oh, that's Kimberly. Well, then that's, you got to move on, find others. See, your state has whole bunches of programs for small businesses, and there are new ones every day. That's where we see the money. The state and local governments got so much money over the past year, and they haven't spent any of it yet. Well, they spent some, but they're just getting around to spending it. And it's going to be for business. It's going to be for individuals. It's going to be for mortgages, rent, paying bills, all kinds of stuff. Nonprofits. So you have to start thinking local. Okay, I should go and get back on my horse if I had one. I just have 2 feet, size 12s. Thank you again for putting up with me. And I want to thank, what's her name here? Remember, Kimberly Early. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and making my day too. Thank you.